Can't hear us, but I'm good. Coach Dakota, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I had it mute. But I was laughing and talking for a minute.
We're good to go now. We're good to go.
We're over here trying to be serious, and Danielle out there making me laugh. But it sounds like it's too loud now. I'll tone it down. We had our fun.
DJ Dakota.
Yeah, here we go. We're let me adjust my video too. So I had the same hairdresser as Trump. Let me tone it down a little bit.
How's
little
everyone
Coda,
doing?
yeah, little Coda out here. That was pretty fun. Oh man. Where is that? I need to find that meme. Where did it go? You know what? You know what we're gonna start off with, Coach Jay?
What's that?
You know what we're gonna start off with? Did you see this? Let me show you this. Did you see this debate that went on between Chuck and Shaq?
The 100 men. Who are the 100 men? Let's get that in order.
You think 100 men is going to beat one gorilla?
Yes. If the fight is a mandatory stay alive, I would go with the 100 men.
100 men?
100 men.
Do you know how big a gorilla is?
The gorilla gonna get tired, and they're gonna be coming from
NBA
all
and
directions.
TNT? They're
gorilla knocking out 100.
they're over there debating.
What it's gonna be, and I promise you that.
They're debating it.
Hit the ground, bam.
They're
You
wrong.
heard it here first. We were debating
I don't
this
even need
before
100
these
men.
guys
I
even
go
caught
beat
wind
hell
of
out
it.
Shaq one-on-one.
100 men versus one gorilla. Who's winning?
That is the greatest show on TV. Maybe because I'm a basketball fan, but it is hilarious. Love that show. But they're wrong.
It's comedy, man.
Gorillas
It's
winning every
comedy.
time.
It's typical hypothetical, man. There's gonna be plenty of them. Maybe we come up with some more hypotheticals. Let me make sure your video and audio settings are good on my end. Make sure you don't get too blurry before things get out of hand, and then see if that robot is gonna come in here, the Nightbot, to shout out that risk disclosure. Let me see. While I'm doing that, Jay, if you want to talk about those big orders that came through, I'm going to share your charts and, yeah, talk about those big orders in the NASDAQ we just seen.
Let's do it. So in the NASDAQ right now, there's actually a 500 lot sitting at, what's the price? 19,953. I have my DOM up here on the right side. 19,953. We can see 500 contracts sitting there. There's already been about 1,000 contracts traded in a very small range. 19,937 in the orders, up to 938. About 1,200 contracts traded in those two prices. 800 lot kind of split into two pieces at a 938. So the last time we've seen these and why we're paying attention to them is, if you remember February, when Dakota was on slow markets looking at these, that was the sell-off in February. So just watching now how the market responds to this, we know 1,000 contracts. So this 938 level, I'm going to have kind of marked out as just an area of interest to see how the market responds. Let's see whether or not we go take out the other 500. That's a little bit higher than here. We are pretty close to 20,000. These markets look bullish right now. I think buy the dip has been the strategy. I know we do have the president talking also, so you always got to watch out for that. But about 1,200 contracts filled tonight, and that's a lot for slow markets, Dakota.
Do we join them, though? That's the question. We're seeing them get filled. So what's your thoughts on joining big paper like that? I don't know. Are they taking profits? Are they getting into a new position? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Because sometimes when we see those big orders, last time we see big orders like that filled, that was before this whole market started selling off. Back at
It was
all-time highs.
Yep. Yeah. In February. So you could get in with them. Right now, they're in the money, right? If you sold 800 contracts at 938, if we're going with the assumption that you sold to open, you're not upset right now. You got 16 points in the profit. And again, we don't know what the intentions of those market participants are, but for us as day traders, there might be an opportunity to sell kind of right there in front of them. The way I like to look at it is if possible, I'd like to get a better entry than them if that was an open to short to open. So, if we get a push up into 955-ish, maybe selling up there. But I think there very well is a case to just get short kind of right here, right now, and risk a new high a day.
And I am agreeing with that as well, Coach Jay. I'm looking to get short this market here in the NASDAQ because I do agree the fact that we had that nice run up to those 30s. And I'm going to do just that, Jay. I'm doing just that.
Okay.
I am now short the NASDAQ. 1 mini from
Nice.
22.75. I like this setup. I do. The fact that we opened up here at these 840s. We had that nice rally, a pullback. We came up, we ran liquidity, right? Ran stops. Those big orders got filled. And we sold all the way back down to this 22s. So this isn't like I'm going to hold this for 100 points and I'm looking for this huge sell off because this is a very bullish market, right? But I'm looking for maybe a little scalp, maybe a 1-to-1, maybe come down and test these 890s and 80s. I'm not looking for too much, just a slow market scalp. I like this setup. And before I do anything else, I think the Nightbot did it, but I just want to make sure that I do it again. And we tell everybody in this YouTube chat, it's for educational purposes only. As always, in the YouTube chat, there's our top step risk disclosure. This is for education. It's not for, it's not signals, right? It's not financial advice. And then instantly, we have people like the Heath Blackwell. Fade him. Fade him hasn't been played out too well this past little while for traders.
If you faded me during fast markets, it worked.
I've been on a hot streak, man. I've been on quite the hot streak the past few days. 13,000 Friday, $3,000 or $4,000 Monday. I finished today, the previous day up another 3,900. Today I made 3,900. So finished this April off strong. I think I'm up about 20 or 30,000 the past since Friday. So
fade at your own risk.
Fade at your own risk. It's not, that's why we do the top step risk disclosures. Come on everybody. There's that 500 contract sitting at 53.
Yep. Right at the highs of the day. We saw something similar on the downside today, 19,100, and it's kind of crazy to even think we were trading 100 close to 100s earlier this morning. Somebody threw out an 800 lot. See what the low of the day is. They came in right at 19,100, threw an 800 lot out there, market stops, within a point of it. So I do like this trade if there's a big seller up there.
I mean, there's a reason. I mean, before these have been spoofing orders, right? Like we've seen these big orders come in relatively often during slow markets and they have not been getting filled. They've just been there and they never get filled. And so it's a little bit surprising to see those orders tonight get filled. We watched them in the green room before we got ready. And you can see it right here on my chart that where those orders got filled at. I mean, you could see there was 800 filled right at 38, 300 filled at 37.75, and another 100 filled at 50. And those were big orders, big chunks of, you can't see them here, but yeah, they were filled. So there's validity to them. Now, does that mean anything? I think more often than not, when we see big orders like that, we usually look back and say in an hour, like, man, how much money did those guys make from where price currently is, right? More often than not that's the conversation we have. Whether it's in an hour, the market could easily maybe the market comes up, stops me out. In the morning, I wake up and the market sells off. I'm like, oh yeah, those big orders that sold last night, they're sitting, very pretty. Maybe we rally up to 2,000, 20,000. I don't know. But I like this trade. I like the fact that we ran through those 50s. We filled those contracts. We're right back down into these 20s. And so I would like to see this market return to the 900, maybe 880. That's what this trade is. It's not a very big trade, and that's why I'm getting in with mini. It's a valid trade. It's not
It's a valid trade for sure.
Just trade for dinner. This is an actual trade that I am more than happy to take.
Looking at something similar potentially in the S&Ps here. S&P doesn't have as much large size on the books. There is 373 contracts sitting at 56.50, another 215 at 56.50 and a quarter. But I do like the trade in the S&Ps as well. And wouldn't be looking for a whole lot. Maybe back to the open for the session so far.
Okay.
Gold is getting killed right now though.
Yeah, switch to gold. Let's take a look at gold, Jay. Are you on gold? There we go.
Yeah, pulling up a gold chart here. So Coach Paul and I talked about this during, and shout out to Coach Paul, calling out this kind of flagging pattern that we have here. And we broke the base of it tonight. And, there's a lot of room down in gold here. We do have this 20 moving average on the daily, which is at 32.48 half, which, sometimes we do see the market bounce off of that area. But I think just like the equities, it feels like the tide is kind of changing a little bit. Maybe there hasn't been as much bad news as we've had over the past couple of months. And we may be seeing, sellers kind of sell gold, buy equities right now. And we just saw almost a 25-point candle in gold in a minute. Right, we went from 32.75 to 32.50, and it looks like we're getting ready to take out those lows there. So could be gold down, equities up, but we will see.
Felipe says, Dakota, why sometimes you trade with as low as 1 to 3 micros and some up to 5 minis? To me, it's about the trade quality. It's about the setup, the price action, and of course, time. This is going against the trend. And so how confident am I? I would say this is a B plus setup where I don't want to get into 5 minis, but this isn't like a C setup. Like, hey, let's get into micros and try and scalp some dinner profits with micros. This is like, okay, I like this trade. This is a valid setup. We're seeing some big orders come in, get filled. We're seeing volatility tonight, and I like this setup. I don't love it.
I'm short one S&P as well. 56.39. We came back in the NASDAQ up to where those orders were at those 38s, and it held. So I'm still refraining from trading the NASDAQ right now, but going with the correlation.
Okay. You're short. I'm short. We're all short. What's the tilt at? Tilt 53% long. Okay, not enough to be very crazy, but we did get back up to those 35s, and we are now back into these 20s. So far so good. Nice chill. You're gonna be watching the game, right? We're gonna watch the game together, Jay.
Why don't we just turn it on right now? When does it start? Actually, I think it starts in about an hour.
It starts right. I think it starts as soon as slow market ends. Let's see.
Can we do that? Can we stream the game?
I don't think we could.
Topstep watch party.
Game, but I know I've seen plenty of YouTubers. They do like the reaction, right? Where they could have the game on and not do it, and maybe they just do a reaction. We could do our reactions. Put it on the big screen and we just watch the game. Watch the game.
Let's see. Oh, nice pop there in the equities. Let's see if NASDAQ wants to go get that other 500 contracts. Yeah.
I'm hiding right behind those 500 contracts.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Is this a position you would add to at all, Dakota?
Not right now. Nope, not right now. If we go up, fill those 500 contracts, reject, maybe I could add to it, but no, I don't want to be adding to a losing trade going against the trend at this size.
Right.
So, not at this moment, chat. What? And while we do that, what a freaking market today.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, if we want to look at the market overall in the daily, like, to heck with this trade. Like, look at the market overall. Like, let's look at the hourly chart first and just say, wow, is buy the dip back in play?
It might be, man.
I mean, we were consolidating in a channel there for about a week. And then when I woke up, it's like we're down almost 3%. And then where we finish, we erase that. And now we're up 4.5% from those lows. Like, wow.
Yeah,
and
big move.
And then we look at the daily chart, and it's just similar. It's just buyers are stepping in. But here's the key thing: we are almost to the top of this. We're almost to the top of April 2nd's Liberation Day. That's at 20,040.
40, right? Yeah, that would be the target if we continue to push here. 20,000 is obviously going to be a major level. You have to think, the closer we get to it, does it start to act like a magnet and the market just trade up there? But we'll see. We still need to convince some buyers. What's interesting, Dakota, is we've pretty much come this far down because of all the tariffs. Has there been a deal made?
No.
That you've heard of?
It's been earnings, right? There's a lot of positivity coming out of these earnings right now. From what I've seen, I haven't listened to the conference calls, but yeah, this market's going up, right? So something positive in this market.
Something's positive.
Sometimes the market just doesn't need an excuse to go up, I guess. Something just hit. We're still seeing market volatility tonight.
And a lot of the data that came out today was not positive either.
Really?
Right. The GDP, yeah. Economy shrinking. I think PCE was probably the only positive number that came out this morning.
Oh, that's right. We got worse than expected GDP.
Yep.
I mean, that's why the market was continuing to sell off, and then it just did a 360, just reversed. 180, not 360. Should have been 360. It's been doing 360s all month.
It's been doing a lot of 360s, yeah. Spin cycle for sure. It's crazy. We were down almost 3% in the NASDAQ at the lows and ended the day, I think up almost 2%. So that volatility is still here. It might look a little different because I think we've consolidated, and then we see these breakout moves, but this market's just still moving.
Yeah. NASDAQ's still trying to hold below where those big orders got filled at 938. And you're right around break even in the ES.
Yep. I'm also short a micro Bitcoin. Bitcoin trade.
Micro Bitcoin. Short micro Bitcoin. Okay, Jay. Excellent results by Microsoft and Meta.
Yeah, they did have great numbers.
Let's take a look. I never did look at those. I pulled it up. It says, Meta says China retailers are reducing digital ad spend. Okay. Microsoft is up 9%. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, it's a lot less now. Microsoft's... Oh, no. Yeah, Microsoft is up 7%. This came off a little bit from its after-hours high. And then Meta is up about 5%, so...
Yeah, it was a huge spike, and it looked like it held. A lot of times we see on those earnings reactions, there'll be a huge spike, and then it immediately gives the move back.
Yeah, it's held.
Didn't do it this time. Dakota, they're saying they can barely hear you in the chat. If you can turn your mic up.
Barely hear me. Barely hear me. Oh, okay, I see why. Man, why can they barely hear me?
It's probably because I'm yelling.
No, you're not. I can see it here. I don't know. Let's see if I could adjust it.
They said you're good now.
He sounds fine to you? Maybe it just depends. Well, so far those big orders that just came in are still defending that price. A tad quiet, but fine. I cranked it up a little bit. I cranked it up. Trump is saying we'll reach a deal with China.
It's not good for these shorts. But we did reject up there. Didn't even go trade those 500s. Nice. Man, these moves look more dramatic than they are. I think I gotta adjust. I think I gotta adjust to lower ATR environments again.
I know. I mean, 10% move or 10%, 10-point moves in the Nasdaq. It's still pretty big for slow markets. Like in that 5-minute candle, we went up to these 950s all the way back to 10, 20-point moves are still pretty big for slow markets.
Gold making new lows.
Gold selling off. Risk on. Risk on? Is that what we're seeing?
Sell gold, buy equities.
A little bit of a risk on. New all-time highs inbound.
Gold down 2% right now.
His trade advisor said they have not spoken to China.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks like just tonight, right? It says, Trump said, we made a deal with Ukraine today, and then there's a very good probability we'll reach a deal with China. This is a town hall. It looks like it's going on as we speak, or as we were starting slow markets.
A good possibility of a deal and a deal are two completely different things.
I could agree with that.
Two completely different things. And I'm readjusting my charts here to get it back to the way I like. I really don't like the colors red and green.
Really?
So, yeah. There we go. Now we're back to normal, kind of.
Well, whoever sold those big contracts, I mean, I don't know. Who
defending the
will
position
know.
for now?
Nobody will know. They're defending it for now. They have 5. Is it the same person? I don't know. They're getting their one big order, right? It's all one order. 500 still sitting at 953 and a quarter.
Back up to their prices right here, 938's where they got filled.
Here we go.
You can see it in the volume profile up here. 834 contracts traded there.
Yeah, remember every seller has a buyer too, right?
Yep.
Well, so far that's what it looked like for a minute, but they got filled, and orders that get filled technically is not a spoof. So
pop here.
Yeah,
Let's see if we take out the other ones. 503s. Dakota, can you reduce the music about 20% for Zane? Set the air conditioner to 71 degrees. No, put it at 70.
it doesn't let me do it by percentage. It's as low as it gets, man.
But yeah, hopefully that's good. It's a little bit lower in my ears as well. I think
Okay.
I can hear a little bit clearly now.
My CYA. Ooh, I can't tell ya. If I tell ya, they'll run it. It's the only reason why I lose, man. It's because of the market makers. It's the only reason.
Let's see. Are they convinced enough to continue buying this, right? We see this all the time, right? Where buyers might take out a couple of different orders, but at some point they say, oh, hey, you know what? I'm not buying it above these prices. That 500 lot sitting there, is that enough to kind of scare the market away right now? What are you laughing at?
Heath in the chat. It's market makers, man. They're watching us. My one order, my one contract. To heck with the 800 we just filled. The 1,000 we just filled. It's that one. We want that one. Or golden stacks. That's what we were referring to. It's personal.
Dakota, have you traded any other markets recently? You've just been strictly Nasdaq. I know you
lately.
sometimes you trade the Nikkei, strictly Nasdaq.
I've kind of shied away from the Nikkei lately and haven't been trading the Nikkei and just 100% focusing on my process in the Nasdaq, and it's starting to show.
Nice.
Knock on wood. I still have losing trades, but like I said, last week I had 2 amazing days. This week is going just as good. It's been nice. Let's see if these 500s get filled. I don't want them to get filled. Go straight down for me. I think they might get filled, Jay.
I think they will.
Yeah, it seems like it's a real order.
I think they will. Well, 499 of it is real. Got up there and somebody pulled 4 of them.
Did they?
Yeah, went from 503 to 499.
Maybe they got nervous. Those four people got nervous. Right? Oh.
Oh, 4 of them got filled? Is that what happened?
Did 4 of them get filled?
Did we trade?
They're at 53.
Yeah, we did. 4 of them got filled. That's weird.
Okay. Hiding that iceberg, someone says. Well, we're headed back up there. Let's see if we get those other 500s filled. The other 500 contracts. Yeah, market's a little shy right now. Can you explain a little bit about volume profile, Jay? While we're watching
sure.
this.
Yeah, why not? So volume profile, different than volume by time, is going to be volume by price. And a lot of times what traders are looking at is, where there are thin areas of volume. So let's look at today, for example. We have, that's kind of ugly, so we'll make that look a little bit better. Give me 1 second. That's a volume profile. The red line that you see here is what's called the point of control. That's where the most volume was traded for the session that I have right here.
Okay.
And then everything else that you see here, the blue and yellow area that you see, that's called the value area. That's where 70% of the volume was traded for the session that you're looking at, right? And I say the session that you're looking at because I could adjust this, right? What if I only wanted to know what happened during the New York session, right? Now my value area is going to change. And then what traders are looking at normally is, how does the market respond to some of these thin areas, right? If we trade back here, we didn't spend a lot of volume here. So does the market just trade right through it? Do we need to spend some time here? And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Perfect. We have Bank of Japan rate decision in a couple hours, someone says.
Okay.
We can maybe look at the dollar yen. It's tentative, so we know how that is.
3 hours from now, we'll get the number.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever they want to release it. NASDAQ defended that 500 contract again.
Yep.
Chat's wanting to see my charts. Sure. You could watch it. You guys could all sweat with me. Get everyone excited. They love to see the losses. 500 contract sitting at 53 quarter.
Still sitting there.
And yeah.
Gold looks full of promise. It's a good way to look at it. I mean, these markets are opportunity presenting machines, right? That's what Hoag says all the time.
Yes. Kind of hovering around. The big contracts got filled at 39, 38, and we're above that. Gold is prepping for the rebound. Greg, rooting for you to win. Thank you. I don't think I've ever rooted for anybody to lose. Have I?
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I've teased the chat and trolls in the chat sometimes, but I've never genuinely wanted somebody to lose. Even if I think I might have an opposite opinion on the markets. Like if I take a loss here, I hope there's traders in the chat that are long.
So I have to, let me clarify that. I have said, even to some of my VIPs where we've been in opposite trades, and I said, if I had to pick, I hope you lose. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the way the markets work, right? I hope whoever's on the other side of my trade loses really bad, because then that means that I'm winning. But it's not a personal thing. It's just I want the market to go in a direction, and we could both win, right? We could both win.
Yes. Yep. And if I'm taking a loss, I want somebody, and I want the traders in the chat to take the profits, right? Maybe if it's a $600 loss, yeah, I want a trader in the chat to take a $600 winner.
I'm going to answer a question from Deb, because Deb has asked this question I've seen at least 15 times over the last month. I do not have a live account with Topstep.
That's so important to them, Jay.
It is.
You trade your personal live account though, right?
I do. And I traded pretty small. Trading a couple micros every once in a while, but Deb, I do not have a live account with Topstep.
Ooh, looky there. Ooh, that happened. I don't know. Are we gonna go straight back up now? That was a quick 10, 15 points.
Back to these 38s. Oh wait, where are we trading right now?
We're at 28 now.
28? What am I to my charts?
Well, we could be at 38 in a second, so this volatility during slow markets. Leo says, how does somebody change from being a troll for 20 years? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I could imagine. Don't say stuff negative. What price am I targeting? I'm targeting these 890s down around this lower end of the range. Or, dare I say range. This is a 1-to-1 risk reward.
Infinite signals. We can't show that comment, but that's a good one.
Yeah, I just seen that too, Jay.
We can't show that, but that's a great comment.
The troll has to want to change. Troll's anonymous.
Yeah, and we're not gonna answer. Let's just focus on trading, guys.
Yeah, watch these markets. After 890s, do I think the market will go back up? I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to say, right? This is a level of support and resistance. You can see where it was resistance. Resistance then became support. And so if we go down there, sure, maybe there's a decent chance that the market, it might not get down there during this session. But if it does, then I would be tempted, to get in long. If I'm in short, that'd be an target area to get in short. Can it break down and sell off even further? Sure. Or can we just keep going up? Yeah, that could happen too. You guys, everyone sees me take losses over and over again. Look at that volatility, just 10 points up and down in a second. Did the big order get filled right there or something?
Not that I've seen.
Oh.
But these 38s are holding, right? And we did not trade a lot of that order at 500. 53s. That's a great sign for this short.
Yeah, that is. In the money now. I think I might jump around.
Great sign
and
for
go.
the short.
Do we jump around?
What do you mean?
Jump around and
Oh,
some push-ups?
celebrate.
Celebrate.
Clip it up.
Clip it. And then we screenshot it and then don't tell everybody if the trade turns around. End the stream.
Somebody had asked, Abdul asked, I would really appreciate it if one day you could give us a tutorial on how to set up Bookmap. I know you're very busy, but it would help us out a lot. Abdul, I don't use Bookmap. I actually don't have it at all. There is a tool that Quantower has that's called the DOM Surface. I actually don't really like Bookmap. Just visually, for me, it's just a lot going on the screen. But maybe I can do a tutorial of something similar in Quantower for how you would set it up. It's a great tool. I just don't use it personally.
There's some good traders that use it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've never taken the time to really look at it in depth, but I could see it being a very useful tool.
Yeah, definitely.
Rips uses Bookmap, and he
Yeah, he
trades it
does.
really well. Was that a shot? No, that wasn't a shot. We were talking earlier about, I think we were talking on Monday, like, hey, do we have a push-up contest? I've been saying that for a week now. Hey, if you take a winning or losing trade, do some push-ups.
How's that 22s? Where are you in from?
22 3/4.
Okay, so we're kind of like right here.
Yeah, basically where we're at. That was a 30-point sell-off from high to low. What is that? High to low. That was 40 points. Wow, man, I didn't realize it's that big of a move in like 5 minutes. 40 points basically. That's where just jaded, right? Jaded's in this volatility.
Got a question here. Where do I see gold going? So this was really the first target, kind of where we are right now. 20-day moving average is right here, 32.48, kind of where we're trading. If we can close below that, then, why not go test 3200s, which is, about another 1.5% down here. on a higher time frame, all the way back to the 50 moving average, which is at 31.10 on the daily.
Got it. Do burpees. You're welcome. Love wetlands. Well, we were in the money.
For a little bit.
Do I usually risk 30 points? No, it depends on the trade. This risk is 38 points because that's about where the highs, and that's where this resistance is. Sometimes the risk isn't, like, maybe it's 50 points, maybe it's 20 points. It depends on the individual trade. For me, it's not an exact set of points that I risk every single time.
Can you teach us how to use the DOM? Yeah, I think we're kind of doing that live right now, actually.
Hit it, Jay. Let me get a drink of water.
So basically what we're looking at is, you know, the same way somebody would look at Bookmap and say, hey, is there liquidity on the books, right? Bookmap is going to show it as a big, you know, red block of selling or buying, where these orders are. So basically what we're doing is trying to identify where these orders come in and then how the market responds to them. For example, the reason Dakota is in the short right now is because at 19,938, we saw somebody come in and sell 800 contracts, right? We don't know whether or not they were selling to close or open a position, but a pattern that we've recognized is every time we see some of these bigger orders, especially during slow markets, come into the market, they've been setting kind of the high of the day. So right now, Dakota's short is getting in with whoever that seller is, if we're assuming that they're selling to open. So I think easiest way to use the DOM is the same way you look at chart patterns, read the DOM patterns as well, right? See how the market is responding to bigger orders. Sometimes those bigger orders are going to come in on the market and not affect it at all. Where, you know, 500 lot might come in and just blow right through it.
Yeah, there's an example right there. 100 lot just came in at 25 and a quarter.
Yeah. So let's see how the market responds to this right now, right? 83 contracts here at 99.25 and a quarter. Does the market run away from it or does it trade through it?
Yeah. Yep. I don't trade the DOM, but it's been nice to watch and see the information. Like those big contracts come in. It's like, wow, I don't have my strategy based around it. Like that one, it just got filled. That one got filled, right?
Yep.
81 at 25 and a quarter.
Yeah, it did. It got
There's
filled.
a lot of big orders coming in, getting filled.
And we still have that 500 up at 953 and a quarter.
Does that mean the market goes up or down? I don't know. If I knew, I'd probably be in a bit bigger size.
So I see people asking, do you know if it's a buy or a sell? If it's sitting on the order books like this and it's above where the market is trading, right? So right now we're trading what in the NASDAQ, 19,930. Yes. So the 500 lot that we see at 19,953, those are sell orders. Now, we don't know what the intentions, you can sell to close and you can sell to open a position. So we don't know what that market participants' intentions are, but they are sell orders if they're above the market. They're buy orders if they're below the market.
Correct. Yep. And then for every seller, there has to be a buyer. So if this gets traded through, that means there's people willing to sell 500 contracts at that price level in order for it to trade through it and for those orders to get filled. Is it bearish or bullish though, Jay?
It depends on the day. It depends on the day.
Yeah. I would say there's a general rule of thumb that if you see a big orders coming through, that, I mean, what do they say on the Today Show? I mean, Hoag's been working, and the team's been in the actual trading pits for so long, and they say you get with the big orders. I mean, it's not a retail trader trading that size. It's institutes. Now, do we know how big their stop loss is? Do we know why they're doing it? We have no idea. But honestly, my experience is more often than not, we look back and say, man, They must have known
Right.
something, and they're in a lot of money. They've made a lot of money on that big order from last night, or that big order from
Right.
yesterday, or that big order from last week. We don't know their time frame, right? Just like somebody might be scalping 5 points, someone might be looking for a trade to hold for years or a month, right? Or until the next rollover. It's just so hard to know. Or they're hedged. Or they're just taking profits, right? Maybe that.
Yeah, it could be again, I think it's way more important to see the market's reaction to it, instead of trying to figure out exactly what that person is trying to do. Like Dakota just got short in front of it. Are other market participants getting short in front of that as well? Also, this 500 lot sitting at 953. If I'm long and the market can't push above a level, I might think about getting out, and that could, speed this move up to the downside.
Yeah. Yep. Or do we just blow through this and they decide to just close their position and we just squeeze up to 20,000? The reality, nobody
Anything
knows
is
where this
possible.
market's going to go. Not even those traders putting in that, unless there's insider information. No comment on that one. But could you add here? This is where I am now tempted to add to this position, because we cannot hold above 930. Oh, there's 100 coming in right there. 100 more came in at 930 and a half. Sellers are active tonight, man, in terms of these limit orders, not market orders. Market orders move markets. Limit orders just get filled at those prices usually.
Yep.
Jobless claims tomorrow. Trump's speech.
One of my AirPods is dead, so I'm only hearing you out of one ear. I'm trying to look for the case
All right.
so I can charge them.
That's the sequence.
If you can't see the orders on your DOM, you need level 2 data.
Yes, sir. They got
And
filled. 930s.
930s got filled.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Interesting stuff tonight. Have we seen a night like this before?
Yeah, I think we have. And the market sold off.
And the market sold off the next day, right?
Yep. Just a quick disclaimer here. I know we're trading, it's the end of the month. Level 2 data is about $39 a month. If you're going to go buy it right now, don't do that. You're going to get charged for it today and tomorrow, because it bills at the beginning of every month, regardless of when you paid for it. So if you're going to buy it, just wait until tomorrow.
I know I did that mistake at Interactive Brokers where I paid for all the data and then found out that they charged me again the next day for the new month.
Right. So don't say I never gave you anything. I just saved you $39.
That 500 contracts still sitting there, and we're still below the price that 1,000 contracts got filled at 38, 37.
Yep. 38.
Yeah, this is tempting to add, Coach Jay, and we are really struggling to hold above 930s.
Would you keep your stop exactly where it is, or would you adjust that at all?
My stop would stay the same. There's no reason to adjust my stop. I would have to take on more risk, obviously.
Right.
Back into those 20s. This is a good question. What do we call you? A YouTuber or a trader? Jay.
Jay works.
Yeah. Jay and I have had this conversation before a few times. Like, man, what are we doing? Are we becoming influencers? Like, we had that whole conversation. Like, all we wanted to do was trade and coach and help traders. And then it kind of transitioned into being more in front of an audience like this. And yeah, I don't know. Look at this market sell off now. I should have added. You always, whenever the market's in your favor, you wish you had more on. Whenever it goes against you, you wish you had less.
Yep.
Wish you had less. Wait for the free bag on the corner. Pick it up when no one's looking. Added when you said to add. Yeah. Dakota, what helped you most stay committed to a trade? It's a process. You have to build and develop a process, and you have to have confidence in it. Like, for example, this is a trade, and I'm committed to the process of this trade. I'm not gonna just, oh my gosh, I decided I'm gonna close it out now or here or there. It's gonna hit my stop loss, or it's going to go down to my take profit, or maybe we just hang out here. Right? There's only 3 results right now that could happen: stop loss, take profit, sideways. And you just have to understand that's what happens when you place a trade: stop loss, take profit, sideways. There's no in between unless you're adding to it, or you taking it off, or you're managing it somehow. And usually when you do that, you tend to mess it up more than you help it. It's self-sabotage, right, Jesse? Trades with Jesse? Is it it's Jesse, right, Jess? Stop loss. Stop loss. CYA. Is Trump done speaking?
Ever? Or tonight?
Right.
I think he might be.
Okay. If I add to this, chat, if I add to this, are you going to give me a like?
That's a dangerous game to play.
I know. You just got to give me a like just because of trading a live account. Look at the Deegans. But I'll pray for you.
Gold bouncing off that 20-day moving average at 48s we talked about. Still a market that is in a very strong uptrend. Feels like it's changing a little bit, but not surprised to see it bounce there.
Chat. Okay, 1 mini for every 1,000 likes. No, I'm joking, everybody. Remember, there's our top step risk disclosure. Time to get the bots out. Yeah, we'd get to 1,000 real quick. We would somehow get 3,000 or 4,000 likes with only 2,000 viewers. Heard we're going back to 19,500s. Better load up. Well, there's been some big orders coming in at the ask. What's my take profit? Well, looking for these 900 and down to 880. So this is not.
Dakota, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. And there we go. Yeah, looking for 900 down to 880s. This is not a huge trade, everybody. This is a 1-to-1. looking for 30, 40 points. Alok says, Dakota, I'll be holding overnight for 150 to 200 points towards 700. Okay. Remember, the risk is to the upside, obviously, if you're short. There's that big round number. Look at that big round number in the NASDAQ at 2,000 or 20,000, not 2,000, 20,000 even. It's a big round number. So I don't know. And look at that. Look at that. Wow. Ooh. Ads are looking pretty nice now if you added. Now, if we break through those 11s, I think we gain momentum. Sport Big Gizmo. These YouTubers don't stop losing money. What YouTubers are you looking at? We'll have a talk with them. Those YouTubers that you're watching, Sport, if they keep losing money, send them our direction. We're coaches. Maybe we could help. You wouldn't mind that, Jay.
What's that?
Sports said that there's some YouTubers losing money and they won't stop losing money. And so I recommend if they could recommend joining, and you have coaches. You have a Discord. Maybe you can help them out. And it's free.
And
they
it's
don't
for
even
free
have to pay
too.
us.
I actually just got done doing a class with Coach Ray, and I want to talk about this here. What's up, Nick? Nick for taking the chat. I want to talk about this here because and maybe I shouldn't be saying this because it's a program that hasn't been announced necessarily by Topstep, so maybe I'm breaking something here. But and I don't get into the social media, posting on Twitter and all that other stuff, but I see a lot of times the comments are, these prop firms only want to, profit from having traders lose. They want losing traders. They stream losing trades intentionally so people can follow them and continue to buy combines. Coach Ray and I just got done doing an hour-long class with a group of traders that Topstep invited to because they've been traders with us for a while and haven't taken payouts. We had one trader get to a live account from doing that. We had another trader that just said they took out 3 huge payouts from 350K combines and they've never taken a payout before that. And they're using some of the suggestions that we are talking about in those sessions. So, shout out to Topstep having an initiative to kind of push people in the right direction to be profitable. I don't know where that talking point kind of comes from. It's a weird thing. And also, Topstep is not a charity from the last time I remember, Dakota, right? It is a for-profit business. So yeah. Does Topstep make money off of combines? Yes.
Here's the thing.
Does Apple make money off of iPhones?
Realize,
yes.
This is the conversation I had with Peter Brandt, right? My friend Peter Brandt, shout out to him, is the losing percentage of traders is not going away, right? Whether you are at a prop firm or you're at your own brokerage account or wherever you're at, right? 95+% of traders are going to be losing money. And every conversation I've had with Topstep, with yourself, Jay, with other coaches, with MP, with anybody here at Topstep, it's how do we get those percentages and improve them? And how do we get those traders that are struggling and are willing to put in the hard work and are staying and like trying to grind it out, like you said, how do we get them to get over that hurdle and get to a live account and find that success? And so, like, the fact of the matter is you're going to lose money if you're a brand new trader 95+% of the time. And if you're going to go open up your personal account, same thing. It's the same thing. And I love what Topstep's doing here. That is why I'm here. That's why I've always been here. I've been saying this since day one, everybody. Since I started at Topstep over a year ago, I've said it since the very beginning. I've taken a lot of crap for it from the other influencers on social media that are profiting from traders losing evals from affiliate codes, right? Talk about hypocrites, right? But that's what it is. I've been talking about it since day one. The goal is to get traders from a simulated environment to a live account, and that's where the journey begins. I've said it for over a year since I first started, and I've lived by that. No matter how much crap I've took on social media, on the YouTube chat, saying, oh, Dakota hates influencers. It's been my thing since the very beginning. I don't mind taking advantage of a prop firm. I celebrate success for anybody. It doesn't matter where you're at and what prop firm or anything. If you're a trader and you're able to find success, that's amazing. But live and what you just said, Coach Jay, is the goal. It's like that's what we want as a trader. That's what we want for ourselves. I'm always working on my trading, and I know you're always working on your trading as well. So that's a fact, and that's never going to change. Prop firms come and go, traders come and go, but that same fact throughout the years will never change.
Oh, 100%. I literally ended that class right before we got on here and said, for everyone in here, I don't want you to buy another combine.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully they understood that.
Yeah, and then Sport in the chat continues to troll, but I've been in this live account since July, and before that, it's been in live account, and you see me every day here, live account. If I'm locked out, I'll switch to a combine, and when Topstep had it, I was trading XFAs because guess what? You can't just write a check to a prop firm and deposit money. You have to prove yourself. And the way the structure is in the prop firm industry now is you make money in a sim, and then the prop firm matches those sim profits and gives the real profits into the live account. And not all firms, I've noticed, has live accounts, and that's unfortunate.
Thoughts on gold here. We did bounce off of that daily 20 moving average. I could see gold kind of pushing back up towards these 32.75s. Bitcoin trade is down about $100 right now. I'm risking about 400 on this.
1 second. Yeah. I can handle some conversation, but Sport, that's... Oh, thanks, Andrew. You just need to open your eyes and watch. If you pay attention, you don't need to ask those stupid questions.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just fun. Like it's just like entertainment, which is cool. I think there's different ways to get entertainment, but I get it.
But go ahead, Jay.
No, so gold. Back to gold. Kind of bouncing off that 20 moving average on the daily. Like I said, I could see it getting back up to 32.75s. I don't know that I see a real trade opportunity other than, kind of long right here, risking low of days. It'd be an expensive long though. We're talking about 13 points to not make a new low of day. But I can see it reversing a little bit here, which would be good for these equity shorts that we have.
Well, let's see if we get it. NASDAQ's... Oh, there's the 500. They moved the 500 contracts down, Jay.
Came down. Yep. 32s now, 932.
Yeah, it's 932. They moved it down. What does that mean? Anything to you? They want to get filled?
They might really want that fill, yeah. Or they want to push the market lower.
Both. Let's go with both.
Both. ES is ticking new highs though. The best loser wins says I should switch to using a 7,000 tick chart.
Interesting. I've heard of traders using a 5,000 tick chart and a 1,000 tick chart. 7. Interesting.
That's an interesting number.
Yeah, that 500 contracts moved down to 932, and then there's 20 and 10 just below them. 5K is solid too. Let's take a look. I'm gonna look at the hourly chart. It's just a straight uptrend today as soon as New York session opened.
Yeah.
Man.
Quick little sell-off. Made those lows at 100, and everything else was straight up from there. Shout out to Mandy during fast markets, her first fast markets, just getting on the trend.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. I took a short initially. I think I was in profit for maybe 5 points in the S&P before it turned around. Just thought the momentum was going to continue to the downside, and it didn't. And then instead of flipping buys and getting long, which I could have done, I kind of just stayed patient and not looking to take another short. I think I know you caught a nice short during the lunch hour, but there really was not much of an opportunity to take a short outside of that. Unless you sold right on the open.
Greeny, love it. Nice music, nice trade. Thank you. Want to see these 500s? Here's something interesting: is that 500 contracts is lower than the other ones that got filled at 938. So
yep.
Are they? If it's the same person, then yeah, and they want this to get filled. Interesting. Okay, chat. I think I'm going to do it in terms of adding a contract here. I want to see how we react, but the market is struggling to push higher. So let's see about adding. What happens if that 500 just goes at market? Ooh.
Pushes down.
Yeah, DCA like a Deegan. Not even close, man. I could show you what a Deegan does.
You're in profit in this trade, right?
Yeah, it's been hovering around. I wanted to see these 500 gets filled, though. I do. These are some good tunes. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought so.
I've enjoyed it.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I gotta figure out if I can get some music for At the Buzzer. Micro Bitcoin pulling back a little bit. I had a zone here in Micro Bitcoin that I was saying I was okay adding to this position. We're kind of falling back into it now, so I think I might add to this short here.
Okay. I'm adding to
I'm
this
short 5 now
as well, Coach Jay. Oh, is it not going to fill me now? I'm going to be like that 500 that didn't get filled. Let's see. Okay. I am now short 2 minis. 2 minis at 920.
So I know before you were kind of hiding your order behind that 500 lot that was at 953. They've moved it down.
Yes, sir.
Do you consider doing that as well?
Yes, I am considering moving my stop loss to say like 940, but I want to see us break through this level of support. This is a strong level of support in this zone. And if we break through it, then I would consider tightening my stop loss up. Perma bear. I know. My trades have been all short lately. Yeah, and I'm supposedly a perma bull, and I've been just shorting this freaking market. I don't know. PTSD for the past month.
Apparently, I'm a blur again.
I got you.
We do that on purpose, chat, just to make sure you guys are paying attention.
It's the Matrix, man. It's the Matrix. It comes and goes. Now it's 4K. Do we think the 500 will get filled? I don't know. It's at 932. You know what I would like to see? I like to see it chase the market down.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know when it's gonna happen? Top of the hour. Right, we usually see that spike in volume top of the hour.
Yes. Yep. And Lakers are playing.
Did the game start?
No, it's top of the hour. I think it's gonna be starting.
Kevin Kerr says, I thought big orders usually attract the market. They can. Right. Sometimes we'll see the market trade into it. And that's exactly what happened with those, that 800 lot that was at 938s. Right. The market tries to go conduct business, so it'll attract to it. But sometimes, and just like magnets, right, they can repel as well, right?
Shoot.
So what just
Something
happened?
happened there. 15-point spike up. We still do not fill the 500 yet.
I think they're gonna fill it.
What was that? Tape bomb. They're not moving that 500 order. Let's see.
Not a spoof.
Is this not liking that, Jay?
They're still not trading it.
No, they're not. They're not.
Still not trading it. I feel like they will.
I think, yeah. The one thing that makes me nervous is if it just blows through it.
Dakota, why are you shorting in an uptrend? I hope no one is using that as a signal.
Is that a question in the chat?
Yeah.
I like pain. What are they buying it is the question. Who will be the liquidity? No way. Short. They haven't filled that 500 yet.
I think the more important question here is, Dakota, could you be wrong on this trade?
Yes.
That's possible, right?
Statistically, I could be wrong. I'm wrong 70% of the time.
If you're wrong on this trade, is it going to blow your account?
No. No. But the question is, when I'm right, will it blow the faders accounts?
Right. I think that's what's most important. There's going to be a percentage of the time where you're going to be wrong.
Trader X says Dakota sucks. He's always wrong.
Gold selling again here. Somebody came in and sold like 100 lot, or is trying to sell 100 lot in gold here as well, pushing us lower.
Of the time I'm wrong all the time. You know who's wrong? JJ Reddit for making them play the whole second half.
Yep. Yeah, that was not a good decision.
These markets is volatile, but yet they feel slow. Like we're seeing these 15-point moves every few minutes, but yet it just has a slow feeling to it. Look, we just rejected the
32s
500.
again. Yeah. Traders waiting for Bank of Japan. That could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Gold continuing to sell.
Let's see. I'll switch to your charts. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're never wrong. We're just early.
I mean, that was Jack yesterday, right? Jack had a great short in power. If Jack was able to hold that short in power hour yesterday, amazing trade. And that's the thing as day traders, right? Timing and location both matter because you could have the right idea, but do you run out of time?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think I've never been wrong then, if that's the case. I've always been just a little early.
Clock's got to get on your schedule.
Yes. Yeah, what's this market doing? Those 500s held, Jay. I mean, it's a lot of contracts at slow markets to fill 1,000 and then fill another 500.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Coach Hoop says gold is truly in trouble. Yeah. It feels different. This sell-off in gold feels different than the last couple of pullbacks we had, especially because we see the equities starting to rally.
But can we go back to all-time highs in gold very fast, though?
If we don't have a deal.
How many contracts do we consider a lot? Are you talking about a lot for my trading or a lot for orders being filled? To me, 100 contract order coming in during slow markets is typically a big sized order. For what we're seeing tonight, like we've seen 1,000, like 800, and then 400, 300, and now we're seeing 500 sit here at 932. So this is very abnormal for a slow market session. I've only seen this one other time, and you were with us, Jay, when we're seeing these big contracts getting filled.
Yep.
So that's my definition of, quote, a lot, I guess. And we tried. Look, we tried.
Yeah, this is a decent amount for what we've seen. 1,000 contracts in this 500 lot. That's a lot for slow markets. It's a lot for any time, really.
Yeah, it's a lot for fast markets too. For individual trades, not overall volume, of course. That 500 is playing with your patience. It's always the ones that are hidden that the gems. I just can't. Oh man. Back into profit. We failed to fill those 500 contracts. Now, will they move it down if they don't get filled and this market sells off a little bit more? We need to break the 10s. Yes, we do. Someone's watching the Warriors game. Man, Rockets have it, basically. Nobody knows whether the contracts will tank the market or not. Nobody knows, but this market's not wanting to fill those 500. Touch grass or smoke it? Depends.
Yeah, gold is just getting hammered right now. But we did hold the lows.
Reverse and new highs. Come on, gold. It was a top step employee. A fight broke out during the game. Draymond Green, is he? I don't even need to look at the game to make an assumption. Here's another question, Jay. Can
What's
we
up?
add to this short position?
That's a good question. Let me see if I would add to this in the S&P.
It was not Draymond.
I wouldn't add until we see a little bit of a breakdown, because my risk, I really can't move my risk right now where it is. I'm at 56.51 half. So the question is, am I willing to risk that much more, double what I'm risking right now on this position?
Yeah, I'm thinking about what some of the chat is actually saying, to be honest. And kind of what you said.
What's that?
If it breaks 910,
Yeah.
yeah, that will allow me to adjust my stop loss. So I'm adding and then also reducing my risk because my stop loss is getting smaller. And then another one says add using a sell stop at the lows to add if we do break below those 910s. So I like those suggestions.
Clarence says, can we see the coaches trading serious? Dakota, are you not serious right now?
I'm in a live account,
Straighten
man.
up. Come on,
2 minis.
get serious.
How's crude looking, Jay? Someone's saying crude is...
Coaches trading setups. I think this is a setup, Clarence. It's an order flow based setup for me, at least, right? Where we're shorting in front of big orders, right? Which we've seen play out time and time again. Dakota, what setup is this for you that you're taking to the short side? And crude oil is kind of just hanging out at the lows.
Yeah, tune in, reverse. If you have those questions and doubt it, we've walked through this process a couple times tonight. But the thing is, this market's not moving extremely fast. So do we just sit here with a serious face and just stare at the charts? Nah. A lot of times I would have the game on or Netflix or something, place this trade and I'd go off, right? There's plenty of times I hold a trade overnight. I'm not going to watch it. Like, same 3 results could still happen. This market rallies up, I lose money. This market goes sideways like we have been and nothing happens. Or the market sells off and I make money. That 500 contracts just chilling there.
I like to eat some Girl Scout cookies as I wait. It's a good strategy.
If only. If only.
Dakota, I know you were saying you may not necessarily have like a large profit target for this. Is this something that you would set a TP on and let it work if it needed to?
I don't like take profits, man. It's just, especially in these markets lately. Yeah, that's a good question. I wouldn't mind like a take profit for one of these contracts where we do get like a spike down and then a complete reversal, right? That has happened. It does happen, especially with this headlines. And sometimes I wish I did, but I like to manually. If I am in front of the screen, trading and manually able to manage this position, then I prefer to manually manage it rather than having a take profit. Now, of course, a stop loss, because if this market starts moving very, very fast, the stop loss is just like, hey, out, right? That's emergency get out. I don't want to emergency get out, limiting my profits when I could manually do it myself, but it doesn't mean there's been times where the market just immediately sells off. Would have hit my take profit, close, and then it faster than I could manage it, rally up. So there's good and bad for both. Let's see if we could get these 500 contracts filled. We're going right back up to those upper 20s. Fill or reject?
We got a question here. Once you pass the combine and get into an XFA, do you have to continue to pay? No, you don't. You pay the activation fee, and that's it. As long as you place at least one trade every 30 days in those accounts, you're good to go. Let's see, right here at these 500s, again, not trading one contract of them. Uh, 500 contracts are sitting at 19,932.
Yes. Yep, it's on the screen. Right above you, Jay. Right above you. You can see it, Claude or JD. They haven't been filled. We went up 1, 2, 3. This is now the 4th time we're pushing up to go test it. Now, the big question is, do we fill it and break out to the upside? Or does this fill it and then do we sell off? I'm happy with this trade. I'm in with the paper.
We are about to witness the greatest Lakers playoff comeback in history. Hopefully so.
We'll see. We'll see. I think they win tonight, but I don't know about the next two. How does my mindset change from fast to slow markets? Or does it just depend on the situation? I don't really trade this session, but need to because of work. It's obvious. Well, it's in the name, right? It's slower paced. It's the same mindset, right? It's process. You're following a process, and you have to understand that the process is going to take longer because these markets typically, not all the time, because we've seen some crazy volatility in slow markets lately, but yeah, it's typically less volatile. It's more slow. It requires more patience and maybe zooming out, looking at higher time frames. That's the biggest difference.
Trade Manager has a question here. Those 500 lots, it's pure manipulation of the markets, don't you think?
Not tonight.
What do you think, Dakota? Nope.
I think you can make an argument about some of those bigger orders that will come in and just leave.
Right.
But tonight we're seeing these big orders get filled.
Yeah, and they left them out there, right? So they very easy. Somebody, free markets, right? I'm advertising a price. Anybody can buy it. Just no one's bought it yet. So, sometimes people like to say, oh, it's a spoof. That order has been sitting there for half an hour.
Yeah, and there was other bigger ones that got filled, and this one's came really close to getting filled a couple times. But then there's nights where you'd see like 400 or 200, and they keep moving it around whenever price gets close, and I'm like, that's just BS. I don't like that. That to me, I have no idea what it is, what it means, and I don't like that. But this is like, hey, these are big orders. They're coming in. They're getting filled, and it means something a lot more than pulling right before price gets there or always changing it. That's the definition of a spoof, is you put a big order in and then without the intent to filling it. Let's see. It's getting filled, right? Do we get some filled right there?
Filled a couple. Yeah, they're going to do it all at once when it happens.
All right, who wants to watch me lose money if this blows through this order? No?
Did you try your stop, or you still where you were at?
No, nothing's changed in my trade. But I was thinking if this blows through, we might get a big bounce. We filled what, 10 and sold off 5 points right there?
Yep, filled 10 of them.
slow markets. We're just gonna sit here, go sideways, watching this order. It's a wall. Hoag gives that demonstration, right, of a stack of papers, and we bumped up against it, and there just wasn't enough to fill it. And we're right back down to mid-20s. So that's 8 points sell-off from that.
I think whoever said it was right. I think whenever if we're getting a Bank of Japan decision, that's when we're gonna move. Because I'm seeing size, some similar size, not similar, obviously. No one's trading 500 lots in gold right now, but someone's bidding about 90 contracts in gold below where the market is right now.
Mm-hmm. Mandy F in chat with the blue name, barcode. Will we go back up and fill those? Who's brave enough to fill those orders is the question. This market has been wild. Today it was down to 2.5 to 3/4%, right back up. All right, let's see if we run up and go fill them. And we're past time, Jay.
Yeah.
We are past time. Let's take a look. Where's the game on at?
I think it's TNT game.
TNT, yeah. Let's see. We'll continue to watch this.
Dakota, here's a question. If that 500 lot order wasn't there, is this a bullish setup in the NASDAQ? If you had no idea that the order was there.
I'd have a hard time taking that bullish setup. If we break through these 30s, yes, I could see it.
Okay. Amit Mishra, how do you control emotions when overtrading? I think first you got to identify that you are overtrading, right? And admit that you are, understand what that looks like, and do whatever you can to, take your hand off the mouse and not make a decision. How do you control? I mean, there's breathing exercises. You can walk away, but it's, I think you got to ask yourself why you're overtrading, right? What's the goal of the decisions that you're making every time you click the button? Is it for me to make money? Is it for me to take another good setup? So then when you're clicking that button and you're just kind of cycling through trades, you got to ask yourself, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
But it's tough. Trading is an emotional thing. There's money involved. I think, Dakota, you might say, detached from the results, don't care, ever, winning or losing.
It's hard to do, man.
It's hard
to do.
It's hard.
You have to trade a small enough size that you're able to detach emotionally from the dollar amounts. Whether that's 1 micro, 2 micros, 3, you have to understand that for yourself. Like if I was to, like, randomly, let's just say that something happens, this market just shoots straight up and hits my stop loss. I'll be pissed off for a second. I'm like, what the heck? Why? Right? But then it's like, oh, that's okay. There's no big deal about me taking a loss. Every single trade I place, I need to understand that there's a chance that it's going to be a loss. I place this trade knowing that there's a chance this is going to be a loss. That's how it is. And no matter what happens, I'm going to place the very next trade on the very next setup, and it's one data point out of 1,000 in a year. Yeah, trading will expose who we really are sometimes. It brings out the emotions. The best loser wins. Going back up into those 30s. Trying to get those 500 contracts filled.
Somebody pulled one of them. They didn't want it anymore.
One of what?
Somebody pulled one of those. It was 490. Okay, now we're trading them a little bit here. Trading a couple here now.
Oh, and 35 came back on at 31 and
Right in front of it.
Would you consider that an iceberg? Where we're
Yeah,
seeing-
it could be. That 31 and the orders could definitely be kind of considered an iceberg right now. Why am I saying that? There's been 254 contracts that traded at 31 in the orders. 194 of those were market buys, and the price cannot get above that level. So Hoag's has done the iceberg demonstration where
Right.
somebody's selling, they trade, they sell again, they trade, they sell again, they trade, they sell again, and that's kind of what that looks like right in front of that order.
Yeah, it's like every time we get up to that 31, 32, orders keep getting reloaded at right at 31 and a quarter and 31 and a half. There's orders getting loaded. So it's like, even though there's 500 contracts sitting at 932, there's been a lot more traded just under that, right? You can see that here. Look, 31 and look, that's a lot. 31 and 3/4. See 19, then 25, then 19, then 12. And
So
there's been a lot more.
the problem there is, let's say this market is rallying higher, right? What happens as soon as that iceberg or that 400 lot gets pulled right there, right? Then yeah, it's like, and you've asked this question before, Dakota. Could I put that out there, that 500 lot, cap the market, and say I'm going to build a position long under it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
we never
so
know. We
You
could
never know.
we could watch it. We could form opinions. We could maybe trade it based off of how we build a process. If you want to it's hard to build a process around that, right? Because it doesn't happen very often. And
Right.
I would have a hard time doing that. But look at all these orders getting filled at 31 3/4, and it's interesting, right? This is an observation. We're observing the market. We're observing something that you don't really see very often at all. It's super rare, especially during slow markets. And then the interesting part tonight is going to be what happens, right?
Yep.
If this market rallies up, you're like, okay, put that in your memory bank. And if you see it happen again, and then you see it rally again, you're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. We've seen that happen a few times. What happened? And then vice versa. What if this market, eventually bumps up against there a few more times and then just sells off 100 points? And then we're gonna be like, wow, someone just made a ton of money. I'd be nice to be whoever filled all those contracts short up at that level. So you just never know. And there's a lot of overthinking that happens around these big orders.
Watch the market's reaction to them. That's all that really matters.
Yeah. Well, let's watch it again. We got the order over on the right hand side, and
Infinite Signal says, as traders, it's crazy how time flies by. Yeah, it is. I think that's why it's important to get some time off the charts every once in a while. Because Dakota, you posted that video on X yesterday, from the clip from Seoul.
yeah, I've had that as the banner, the background, or whatever you call it on on X since that was my very first social media. Was like I created Twitter. I put the link in there, I think, that right there. So Twitter, I created it in the fall, and I chose that as my background. And I don't think I've ever told anybody why. So I figured I could explain, like, yeah, this is my background. This is why I've had it as my background, because it's so true. I can relate so much to it that us as traders, we can lose our self of identity if we get too caught up into what we're doing. We lose our identity. We lose who we are if we spend too much time and forget like some of the things that matter the most. So that's why I've had it as my banner since fall. I've never told anybody that, and I figured I could make a post because I started getting a couple questions like, what's that on your background? I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize people didn't know what that was.
Josh Martz likes your trade. Dakota wants you to add.
Where? Oh, add
one contract for every D in that ad. Pause. One contract for every one of them.
I thought it was one contract for every 1,000 likes.
What are we at right now? think we should end the stream.
Just only 500. Yeah, we're past the stream. Jay, if you need to go, just feel free. I'm watching this order. This is very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, same here. 469 likes. That's why the market hasn't moved, guys. Just waiting for the likes to get up.
We're coming off that level again.
Downrange had a question for you, Dakota. I don't know if we got to this one. How do you stay so committed to a trade this long instead of re-entering and setting a tighter stop loss? I have a real issue with this, which leads to overtrading, and I feel like I'm working too hard.
I would say process over profits. It's kind of, I said it a couple times, I think. Maybe I didn't mention it tonight. Is you have to be confident in your process. You follow the process. I'm one that it's like, yeah, I don't mind it. Just let's go to my stop loss, my take profit. There's only 3 things that's going to come about of this trade. I'm going to either lose money if it rallies up. I'm going to make money if it sells off, and somewhere in between if we go sideways. And I'm confident in my process that I don't mind letting it play out. Too many times, myself included, and what I've seen so many others do, is they overmanage a trade. They get out, they get back in, they get back, and they go through that whole process. They end up, hitting their daily loss limit and turning it into a mess. And then moments later, or an hour later, they look back and be like, what did I just do? If I would have just kept the trade and let it play out, it would have worked, right? There's so many times I have seen that, myself included. It's self-sabotage. We do it a lot. I see traders do. Sometimes it works out. You're like, wow, I'm glad I did that. But more often than not, that's what we do as humans. We tend to self-sabotage, make errors, make mistakes, get in, get out, pile up commissions or fees. Yeah, it happens. And I see traders in the chat saying it happened to me. That's me. That's me. It's me too. I've done it.
There was another question. SSK, how important would you say a platform is? Like spending a lot of time learning a more complex platform versus using something like, you said TradingView, but I'm going to say TopstepX. I think your platform is important. You got to be comfortable enough to, execute the trades on it, know exactly what you're looking for. But it really can be anything. I think, they all do the same thing. At the end of the day, you either buy or sell. So, find something that you like the way it looks. You like the interface. That's why I'm, stuck on Quant Tower. I like the interface. It has what I need, and go from there. But the platform is not going to make you more money.
Facts. It might help. It might help you simplify your trading. I know when I made the transition in August with these TopstepX accounts, or these Topstep accounts, I was in a live account when I was using NinjaTrader. And then in July, I switched over to TopstepX, and it took me some time to get used to it. There's plenty of mistakes that I've made. I still find myself making a little bit of mistakes on these buy, sell, ask, close position buttons. And then I started to get used to it. So there's a learning curve with anything. And to me, if you can make something simpler, then that's typically better. This market is now starting to going back up to those 470s, Jay.
Yeah, we are.
Not 470s, these 932s.
932s.
But one thing that I'm not liking now is we're making higher lows. Higher low. Every time we sell off from that level, we're making higher lows. So
yep,
that is a good sign for
you gonna cut it?
Anybody in the long. Yeah, I want to see how we react. I'm not going to get out of this trade until I see how we react on this big order. This market is putting some attention on this big order, obviously. And Let's see. Yeah, look, more getting filled, right? More's getting filled.
Yeah, right in front of it.
31
yeah.
and 3/4 though. Look, that's more. That's almost 100 that we've seen get filled at.
Feels like it's just building a position to kind of break out, but we'll see. They still got to take out 500 contracts here.
Yeah, it does feel like they're getting a position to break out to the long side.
Michelle says we could be here until tomorrow.
You know, he's got a point. But we rejected that again after those decent amount got filled at 31 3/4. Man, if that is a definition of an iceberg, like, where's Hoag at? Lakers game is messy. What is it? 6-4. Lakers down. Hey, look, LeBron got a rebound
Hey, there we go.
at 40 years old. Man, we're just jamming out.
Man, this is the slowest slow markets in a while.
I know it's slow and
It's because of that rate decision. It has to be.
yeah, that could be it. Okay, here we go back up to those. I want to see what happens this.
Arctic Wolf says, do you see 19,934 trading? 934, yeah. I mean, it's 2 points above where we're at right now. So if we take out this order, yeah, 100%. Unless
Yeah,
you're talking about a different price.
Yep, 932 is extremely important right now, with that order being there. Tell you what, Jay, this music makes it easier to just chill.
Yeah, it does.
You have the game up? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the side here.
Yeah, so am I. Dorito could break down. I switched to trading in the UK overnight precisely because it is slower, and so far I'm up decently from doing so. Great, Natty. Let's see if we get through these orders. 500 orders. I think they turned the market off. All right, back up to those 32s. Let's see it. Nope.
Nope.
Not that time. Nope.
MKT Sniper says, I gotta go watch some paint dry or grass grow or something. I mean, it might be faster than this trade.
It might be, hey, you know what? Just, you can chill with us. We're watching paint candlestick dry. Why don't you think they're starting someone tall at the center?
They really don't have somebody to play there. They got, who is it? Is it Alex Len is their center? Is that right? Yeah. Alex Len, Maxi Kleber. They don't have a great center. They traded him.
Trying to push. We got a few more filled at 31 and 3/4 right there. Man, what? And I don't think I've seen this in slow markets before.
This is super slow. Yeah, this is just absorbing buyers at at this level. Again, could be building a position long, could be getting out of, shorts. Who knows what's happening right here?
Plot twist. This is your personal account, 500, and we're just making it entertaining for everybody. You have the 500 contract sitting there, and I'm over here filling orders behind the scene at 31.75.
Right. It's just like, all right, ready, pull.
Yeah, I know. Right, flop it, switch it. If we blow through that, this thing could... Yeah, I don't know. How long do you think this could last, though, is the question.
Yeah. I mean, until we get that rate decision. That's when it's going to move. Gold is starting to bounce a little bit here. Off the lows. Good for these shorts.
All right. You're in Bitcoin still?
Yeah. Still in Bitcoin. Still in the S&P. Pandar says, play faster music. This is definitely a sleepy song playing right now.
All right, let's switch it up.
There we go.
A little bit faster. I haven't seen any slow market #slow market posts on Twitter or Twix X to share tonight.
Oh,
Market.
you know what the chat said? Chat said the last time I walked away, the market's moved. So let's try that again.
All right, Jay. All right. We order some DoorDash or something. Make some food.
Let's see if this works.
We just close and be back tomorrow. There he goes, and the market's not moving. There's been 600 contracts filled at 9:31. All right, well, market's not doing anything, everyone. Play some hard style. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. I've been on such a diet lately.
Do we move?
Nope, Jay. Nothing's happened. We changed the music. That didn't do anything. Uh-oh. Getting back up to those 30s. I did see this, Jay. There's been 600 contracts filled at 9:31. That
931 evens?
yeah, 9:31 evens.
You seeing 600?
I don't think it was one order, but I think it's just been the fact that we've been hanging around here for so long.
Yeah, there's just a lot of absorbing of buying here. Again, could mean anything.
Okay, let's see. We're right back. 31.75. There's some
the rate decision is always tentative. So it says it's supposed to happen in a half an hour, but it's always tentative. So it could literally happen at any time. I think one time we've waited for it and it came out like an hour after they said.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. And there we go. We just blew through that.
Filled. Yep.
And let's see if we hit the stop loss.
Rate decision had to come out, right?
Filled all at once.
Yep.
Let's see if we blow through these highs and hit the stop loss. That was fast. That happened all at once too.
Yeah, it did.
Where's that order?
You said it, right?
Yeah, 457 all at once in one order.
Trader X is saying add.
No thanks.
I don't know. With all that buying that just happened under there, I don't know if it's an ad, right? It was a trade idea, one we've seen work out a couple times. Still not stopped out, but
Are you still in your trade, Jay?
yeah, I'm still in. My stop was at 51.5.
51.5. On ES, right?
Yes, yeah.
I was gonna say on Nasdaq, that's like we came within a tick. We got to like 51.25.
Yep.
That was the breakthrough, right? That we were referring to. 22 points in like a second.
Is it one person filling either side of that order? Probably a combination of both. I'm sure there was one market participant that took a large amount of it,
Okay.
but it's probably a combination. Probably definitely some stops that went off right above that as well, right? Some people are going to be the smart trader and say, okay, I'm going to go one tick on the other side of that, and that's kind of why we see that quick move that way, because of all the buy stops of shorts that are right above that order. The question is, no, we got those orders out of the way. Somebody passively sold 1,500 contracts in a 20-point range. Someone aggressively bought 1,500 contracts. Where's the follow through here? To downside, to the upside. Right?
20,000. 20,000 right up there. Someone in the chat says, Dakota, if you switch your strategy and do the opposite, you'll be 70% right of the time. Yeah, you're right, but I'd lose money in the long term. I would have a negative expectancy if I did the opposite.
The Haas, that definitely was not a spoof. They left that order there until it got filled.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not adding to this. Maybe we should have just added. Right? Maybe we should have added. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Another 300 at 949.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. All right. What is up with this? What is up with these big orders?
Did the rate decision come out?
I don't know.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
Is that one gonna stay on there?
Who knows what's going on here, man?
I don't think I've ever seen this before, Jay. I've seen
So
like a couple orders like that, pretty big during like a rollover, but they didn't stay on here this long.
Right. I would love to be at the desk of the person deciding to do this right now.
You think he's watching? Do you think they're watching the stream, just having a blast? Like, watch this.
Who knows?
Watch this. These two guys are gonna.
They're probably sitting courtside at the Laker game, and there's an algo that's doing it for them. But
maybe on their phone, right? They're just checking on
Right.
their phone. Like, man, if this person scores, I'm throwing another 300 on Nasdaq. Or it's overseas, yeah. It could
Right.
be overseas. Somebody maybe knows something about something. Coming in, getting filled before rate decision. Here's another question. Tomorrow morning, are we going to wake up and say, man, they've made some money?
yeah, that's the question. And what's their risk appetite, right? How much of that?
Yeah.
How high are they comfortable still, continuing to sell this?
There's the questions there, everyone. adjust your video, Jim. Oh, I got it.
Oh,
Refresh.
fading out.
Yeah. There we go. Look it back.
Good stuff.
Japan. Yeah, Japan.
Oh.
Rate decision.
Yep.
Or who are they? Who are these? I know that last time there was a rate decision on a Wednesday, we seen some big orders come in, but it was nothing like this.
No.
Well, chat.
Yeah,
When an
this
hour,
is super
30
slow.
minutes passed. We're kind of paying attention on the Lakers game on the side. And we're watching these big orders coming through.
Dying Voice Dude had a good question. How important is the Japan rate decision? Is this the same thing that caused the yen carry trade, reaction last year? It is. Is it going to be as big of a decision this time? I don't think so. But I think, if I can remember correctly, don't quote me on this, I hope I'm not wrong, but I think they raised rates in July.
I can't remember.
I got to go back and check. But I think they raised rates in July for the first time in like 13 years or something like that. And that was July 11th. I got to make sure I got that story right. But yeah, that rate decision did have a huge effect on the markets.
Chat saying yes, they did.
Okay. Thank you, chat.
What if they bump it up again? Does this market sell off?
Now, when they raised, was that in July or was that August, right? Because I'm pretty sure they raised and then we sold off, right? I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Well, we got to spike up to those 950s and kind of hesitating here again. Second pump incoming. Possibly, yeah. The second pump to break new session highs and get us to 20,000. Can we see 20,000? I mean, there's that
100%.
order sitting at 49. Someone's going to get that filled. Then we just take the loss.
Yeah, I mean, this could be, anything. YM is popping, David is saying.
Go to 20,000. Straight to
Little bit.
20,000. So David says the interest rate decision happened July 31st. One in July and one in January. I'm curious in what happens with this 300 order. If we sell back off down to those 30s again and that 300 contracts move down back to 32. I don't know.
Yeah, this is I understand why you call this slow markets now, Dakota. This is definitely one where you would just put on and go do something else.
Yeah, I mean, you
We're
got
here
the
'cause-
Lakers game up, right?
Right.
Chilling.
Yeah, we're
hanging
here
out.
because we're watching it.
Yeah, we're hanging out with the traders. Letting this trade just run its course. What's the risk for the dollar amount? Let's look at the risk for the dollar amount. If anyone wants to know what the risk for the dollar amount is, where is it at? Dollars. Anybody want to know what that is? I am risking $1,600, which is not that bad, to be honest. Not that bad at all. But keep it on the points. I had a $3,900 bank single trade today during lunchbox trading.
Are you on fast markets tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm on fast markets tomorrow morning.
Edgar, yeah. Tomorrow I'm not going to trade in the morning. I'll get some sleep, but yeah, I'm not going to trade in the morning.
Do you typically trade if you're not on Topstep TV? Would you trade it? Do you trade in the mornings, Jay? When's your favorite time to trade?
The morning, fast markets time, 100%. I get to my charts 8:30, an hour before the markets open, 8:30 Eastern.
Okay.
Usually a little bit earlier, maybe 8 a.m. Eastern, and then trade until about 11.
And you've been doing that for how long?
A little while now. I mean, I also working as well. So, you know, kind of working from home, charts here as well, but doing it for a little while now.
Nice.
Danielle says, this is so fun. Danielle, you're still here.
Danielle's chilling with us. We are in slow markets. Traders here are now finding out why I named this session slow markets. Everyone's been kind of spoiled with all this volatility the past month or so. It's been fast markets 2.0. Working on stuff for everybody. Do I add here, Jay?
This is I'm bearish the Lakers right now.
Hey, LeBron just scored a layup. Did you know that's more than LeBron scoring that layup is now officially more than Michael Jordan's ever scored at that age in the playoffs?
Is that right?
That is right.
Should have added in the 50s. Not a bad idea.
Lots of areas we should have done different things. At what age did Kobe retire? I remember that. His last game was here in Utah.
It's 38 maybe.
I know it's. Let's see. I'm googling this.
I think it's 38.
37. Yeah, I remember he dropped 60 on the Utah Jazz.
Yep.
And he did the whole Mamba out. Market getting back down into those 30s, Jay. Where did those big contracts come in and get filled? Right here, 938.
Right here, 38s, and the other one with 32s. Coming back down to it.
Yep. This is why if this market continues to sell off, it's just another reason. It's just like imagine of the different things I could have done to screw this trade up. Close it out, added more, got back in, close it out, reversed, did this, did that. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. Yeah, just letting this play out.
Yeah, really nothing to do here. Trade is still valid. Where's your average? 20?
920.
Flyer Jim, you have a good one.
Fly Jim out. Take care. Do you know who's joining me tomorrow, Jay? I'm having
Baron.
Baron join me. Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's gonna be fun. Hopefully these markets are not as slow. And
Right.
I'm curious to see how he sees these markets. At this time of night. I want to see a fight here at the Lakers game.
Pistol Pete, have a good one.
Pistol Pete. That's a name I haven't heard from a while.
TWS, genuine question. How much does level 2 data play into decision making for trades? For me, probably a little bit more than Dakota.
Yeah, me it's so tiny. If only we would have added, right? That 300 contract still sitting there at 950 evens. So orders are getting filled prior to the Bank of Japan rate cut. Or rate decision, not rate cut. What? I don't know. I don't have any insider information.
Yeah, see now where these orders got filled is starting to act as a little bit of a support here.
At the 38.
Who knows what is going on? Yep.
Any movement in gold, Jay? On that?
No, we're just consolidating. Gold is probably moving a little bit better through this range, right? Maybe if you're a range trader, taking those opportunities in gold is a little bit better right now, but it's not directional.
Mm. Oh, is it crazy for me to want to add to this trade?
I thought the same thing.
I feel like it would be. I'm only risking $1,600, and if I add, it's gonna increase it by $400.
Get MP's log into the house account.
We'll make our own big orders, huh?
Oh, you want to play that game, huh?
No, we'll fill your orders.
The best loser win says, "You guys still here? Wow." If you can see us still here, that means you're still here too, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Respect. Respect. I add one here. My risk increased by $400, and my risk would be $2,000, and I think I'm okay with that, Jay. The fact that we didn't find that momentum, I kind of wanted to see what this 300 lot order would do, but we are just pushing away from it. So
Paul Trade says, "Bell to bell, Coach Roberts VIP, and slow bar. Could someone help me? I'm watching Topstep TV too much." Remember, you could always rewatch these. You don't have to be with us. We appreciate it, Ray. We appreciate you guys being here all the time. But take a break, right? I take as much as you guys think you see me on Topstep TV. When I'm not on here, I might have it playing in the background, but I go outside. I might have it while I'm walking my dog. If I'm driving around, I might just play it in the car instead of listening to the radio.
yeah.
But
Yep. Same.
balance.
I added, Jay. I added.
You did.
I'm now short 3. That added only $400 worth of risk, and I'm fine with that.
Nice.
Well, if I add again, it's only another 400. We keep doing that hypothetical, right? If you keep adding, it's every single time it's only a little bit more, just a little bit more, and then you blow your account. I could have added 3 to bring it to my normal size. I don't want to risk $5,000 on this trade.
No, not this one.
Yeah, not this trade. I'm not gonna risk $5,000 on this trade. I'm okay risking 2, but not 5. Not anything too crazy. I was okay with risking 16. The fact that we didn't break through that right there, when that we're still holding right around that big contract, those big contracts that got filled at 938, big order at 950. Who knows? Maybe I'm still just completely wrong, everybody. I could be completely wrong, and this market just rally up, and I lose $2,000.
You have a target on this?
Yeah, same target. It's the same exact target, everybody. I haven't changed anything about this trade other than the size. Target 880s. Down, yeah, down to this level. That ad's looking pretty nice now. What if we get down below that order that just got filled at 500 contracts? If we get down below that?
Yeah, we just want to see them come in with some momentum, right? There's really no momentum right here. It's just balance. They found an area where they're able to trade. Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Oh. Oi.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Happy I added that time. Oh, now I'm not happy.
Well, we bounce back up.
Yeah, you always want you had more on when it's going in your favor. Ooh, is that a double top? We're now below where that contract filled. Is that 300 still up there, or we can't even see it now? Not really.
No, they're gone. No, they're still there. 950s. 950. They were at 949. They moved it up a point to 950s.
Oh man. Now where did? Here's the thing, Jay. If this trade does end up becoming a winner, where did the other 500 traders go watching for the first? Who has the patience? Who has patience enough to watch
enough of this?
Anybody? Who has the patience enough to trade through this? Who has the patience enough to watch it? But we never know. You never know. I mean, that's one heck of a move right there. $600 contracts got filled at 920.
Jeff Top Gun says, I had the same target. This is killing me. I'm out, up 700 for the night, 2K on my first XFA, locking out. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad night. 2K on your first XFA. This wasn't the easiest trade, right, to sit through. Let's be real. If you're an impatient person.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll get with that. Easy if you are like have Netflix going, you have somebody to hang out with, chat, and you've done this before.
Right.
Just let it play out. Sometimes traders end up self-sabotaging. I've been talking about that throughout this all night. We still have not broken below these 912s, 910s.
You know what's sitting there, Dakota?
What?
VWAP.
Fair enough. Do we add more?
ES trade is looking all right. What is this? 2 points in the profit right now.
Let's see. What's gold doing? Is gold bouncing?
Lakers catching up. Yeah, gold's on its lows.
Gold's at its lows. Everyone wanted to see me trade. And here's the funny thing is, we would have ended the stream, let's see, 50 minutes ago, and you missed this. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes trades just do not happen to come to a conclusion while we're live on air. If we didn't extend this stream out for the chat, everybody in the chat, if we didn't extend this stream out, then you would never know. You would have had to wait until tomorrow, or you would maybe wait until I posted an update on Twitter. Twix, X, whatever. Did you, Braun made a pretty nice layup right there. Man, contested layup too. He doesn't look 40. Can we get through these 910s? Can we go back to settlement?
Where's settlement in the Nasdaq?
I don't know.
Much lower.
Yeah, we're up
658.
1/3%.
I'm blurry again. It's all right, guys. We're still here. You can hear me.
It's that kind of night where you're so tired, the eyes are starting to get blurry.
Yeah, right. Am I blurry or are you tired?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about Tesla board searching for a CEO? That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I don't know if I'm surprised. I think it happens. Sometimes it's not a, hey, there's an issue thing. It's, we need somebody else to take the company in a direction.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
Tesla's, one of the with it being Tesla and it being Elon, then that's going to be news, right? See what happens to the stock price.
911, 912s. Testing this support zone. Let's break through it. Come on. Where's that 300? Let's bring that 300 down here. Let's chase this market.
It's more now.
Is it?
Oh no, still 306.
Patience, everybody. The trade's not over till it's over. We learned that, right? Hey, those big orders, they're happy right now.
How long you've been in this trade?
Since
An
we
hour
started,
at least,
man. Since we started, basically.
right? Yeah, I think we kind of came on. We were in the green room talking about the orders getting filled, and then just got in.
Yeah. Those whoever was filling those big orders to the sell side are very happy right now. And how many times have we been in that same situation? Like, wow, maybe we just get with the big orders, right? Sometimes that does work, and more often than not, we look back and be like, man, you remember that? There was 1,000 contracts filled at that price. They probably made a few million.
Yep.
But yeah, can you hold through that big spike up to the 950s? We don't know what their risk appetite is, if they are looking for this market to sell off. Man, Lakers making a little bit of a comeback here. So is my P&L. Trying to get through those 9. Come on, 880s. Let's see it.
Richard Harris says, once you learn price action, you don't need silly stuff like VWAP. How do you explain us stopping right here at VWAP, Richard Harris? And I don't disagree with you.
Still testing these 9, 910, 912 area.
Any reason to move your stop loss on this? That's a good question for Mr. G.
For me, once we break down, then I would consider moving it. But now the fact that we bounced up and made that pivot, it's like, dang it. I want to see another pivot. And you've probably seen me talk about this quite often, is I want higher lows or lower highs. I want price action, market structure to move my stop loss. Come on, we got to get through these 910, 910, come on, 909s, 09s.
Eunice wants to know, how do you hide your balance? Go into settings, privacy, and you can change the settings from there.
Thank you, Jay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes to the top of the hour.
Oh, wait. Who's enjoying this, everybody? Who has been here since the start of class? Be honest.
Hopefully you guys are doing other things too, like, you know, walking around your house, maybe
Yeah,
grabbing
eating
something
dinner.
to eat, getting a snack.
Oh man, look at that. Chat's going off faster than the Dom. Faster than Fast Market chat.
Yeah, right?
Going through. Great option to scalp. Me every day. Nice. Thanks, Leo. Great. Anyone? Chat. Love it. Watching the game. Me too. We're watching. We got the game up. We're listening. We're not listening to. Oh, and Rui just made a 3. Having fun, Danielle in the chat, doing some work and listening to us. I don't like that we did take a look below those 910s and we held.
Yeah. 30 seconds to the potential release of that rate decision. We know it can be a little bit later.
Yeah. Now this is still not a winning trade yet. I'm not out. I'm still risking $2,000. Make sure everybody understands that. I'm still risking $2,000. If this market just shoots up, I take a loss. It's just in between where I get out. Like, that's part of it. It's part of trading. It's not over until it's over. Understand the risks. It's nice when you're green. It sucks when you're red. But what truly matters is the end, right? So.
And like you said, you might not even be as closely monitoring this trade if we weren't on stream, right? You maybe have it up on the side, but I'm focused on the game. I know where my stop is. I know where my entry is. You can look at it, but
chat's probably paying more attention to this trade than I am.
Right, but if you're looking at this trade, let's say you're in this trade with us right now, and you're looking at it, and your hands over the mouse, and you know you got the button ready to click, it might just be better to just get out if you're that concerned about what's going to happen here. Maybe you took some profits. It's a great range trade, right? You could have sold at those highs, but if not, just sit back. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So just let the markets decide.
Yeah, relax. Process over profits. Testing these 08s again, Jay. The more time we spend below 910, the more I like it. It's important if we could spend more time closer to 900s even, obviously. No rate release right there. That's why it's tentative, right? We take a look at the Trader Hub and tentative. It says Bank of Japan offers to lend government debt on spot. Morning offer, whatever that means. Discuss meeting. So there's some headlines coming out. So. Let's get to 900 even, and if we start to get to 900 and test into the 90s, I might close out 1 or 2. Process over profits, everybody.
Not seeing any bids under the market.
Yeah. Hey, those big contracts that got filled, 30 points higher, sitting happy. Like me. So far. Settlement. Come on, settlement. 300 points.
Right now.
Right now. Drop it.
Kevin Douglas says, is this session a new thing or just in the moment? I mean, Dakota does slow markets every day. 7:30 Central Time. We're just kind of extending it because there's an active trade going on.
Correct. Yes, it's Thursday night. I'll do it for an hour, starting at 7:30 Central, and then it goes until Thursday. Sunday night. Yeah, 7:30 Central. I can go for an hour, and then it goes until Thursday night, same time, and usually it's an hour and a half. We're extending it for traders in the chat just tonight, and just because of this trade, so traders could see that. Yeah, sometimes you hold process over profits, right? Look at this market.
Japan kept rates the same, no change. Yen steady after Bank of Japan leave.
I'm not sure what you're.
That was Siri. We're not talking to you, Siri. Economic growth expected to slow. Yen dumping, Nikkei popping.
Markets are moving. Lakers almost tied up the game too. Someone says covered and went long.
Nice trade.
Very nice.
I'm pretty much at scratch right now. $12.50 if I take this trade off here.
Yeah, I'm at scratch too, Jay. We still have that big order at 950. No big orders on the bid side though yet. Just kind of hovering around these 20s still. The question is, do we end this, Jay? Do we end the stream and let traders just find out tomorrow?
I mean, we could. They know exactly what positions we're in. What the market's done really hasn't moved since we've been here. I do think we kind of push here, but that's what I think. I thought this was a decent trade when I put it on, and I think it still is as well. So I'm going to accept the risk.
Okay. Yeah, I've accepted the risk. I mean, what would we do? We end the stream right now, Jay. We'd just hang out together and finish watching this game.
I think I probably got halftime on this game.
Yeah, fair enough. Watch it until halftime. You're in Eastern Standard Time, so it's getting pretty dang late for you, Jay. So.
Oh, I mean, we're almost at halftime. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, 5 more minutes. Let's give it till half, and then we could end stream.
That works.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool with me. You know what's funny? I usually that's exactly what happens when I watch a Laker game or a game this late. I catch it until halftime, and then they do the halftime report, and that's when I fall asleep.
Fair enough.
Bank of Japan offers to lend government debt on spot. Just reading some headlines that are coming out here. Oh, Besant was doing an interview on Fox News while this was going on as well. Treasury Secretary.
Well, Luka just airballed a 3-pointer.
We're collaborating with top 17 trading partners for agreements. Comments from Besant. That was about half an hour ago, though.
Topstep trade. Lot of these headlines coming out. Well, whole lot of nothing, right? And we're just chilling here right back at 9:30. 9:30, whole lot of nothing. 4 minutes left till half. And we stayed up for everybody here in chat, just so you traders, so everybody knows. We let this stream run an extra hour for everybody here.
4 basketball minutes could be an hour.
Don't knock on wood, man. Let's just let this thing just go.
Yeah.
And we were right back to where those big orders were filled. Pegged at 930s. Yeah, we have traders from around the world. Where is everybody from? D Heartland.
It's a good question.
From
Where are
Australia.
we watching from?
Thanks for of course. Belgium. South Carolina, Tennessee, Seattle. So, oh man, it's LA, so a lot of US, Chicago, Austin. I'm impressed by how many from the US actually. German, Colorado, Canada, US, Thailand, Vancouver, Washington,
Malaysia,
Malaysia,
Northern Ontario.
someone out there from Salt Lake, Jersey, Japan, shout out. Sweden, Boston, all over the world, man. India, Mexico, Madagascar, some Las Vegas, New Zealand, New York. My mother, Detroit. Yeah, a few from Atlanta, Alaska. Trading from out of Alaska, Peru. All over the world. But pretty impressed on how many are still up late watching from the United States.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. You live in the winner circle. I snowboard, Luke. It's been a long time since I went snowboarding. It's been a very long time since I went snowboarding. We've got 3 minutes and then till the stream ends. It's been a late one, and we went a whole lot of nowhere. We went up, went down, and we are right back to where we were for most of the slow market session. Bali. A couple of people, yeah. Bali. Man, this is slow markets, everybody. Do traders see why I don't mind placing a trade and letting it play out and then just going to do something else? Like understanding patience. Like patience plays such a big role in trading. And you know, how many opportunities have I been given to do this or do that or get in and get out and mess up this trade? There's been plenty of opportunities to get in, get out. And so I don't mind really just placing a good setup, understanding the risk reward, understanding my statistics, understanding the risk, and just letting it go. And then if I see a reason to move my stop loss, I will. I've seen a few traders in the chats like, oh, why didn't you move your stop loss to break even? I'd be done, right? If I moved it to break even, I'd be out, I'd be done, break even, so forth. If I would have had it tighter, right, I would have been stopped out. I mean, sure, you could argue that break even is better than just taking the $2,000, but this is still a valid trade. Like I said, valid trade, stop loss where it's at, looking for take profits around these 880s, nice 1-to-1, maybe even an opportunity to leave a runner. And there's not much else, right? Everything that happens in between is I don't have a choice, right? I can't control what the market does from where I get in until I get out, and I'm not going to overmanage this trade. Other than
So there's a couple comments here. I saw one that said having no take profit is like asking to get stopped out for $2,000 here. And then another trader says things change. You can decide that it's no longer valid and close your shorts on the way up. You don't need to wait for it to hit your stop. Has anything been invalidated from this trade so far for you, Dakota? Because I agree with that, right? Market structure could change. I could see something come in that says, hey, yeah, I don't like this, but I don't see that here.
Correct. And it depends on your individual process, right? Like what is your process? Is your process to move it to break even? Great, right? You need to understand your own process and how you want to manage a trade. If a trade gets invalidated for some type of reason, then that's fine closing it out before it gets to your original stop loss. And same with the take profit, right? If you part of your process is to have a take profit, then put a take profit on there. That's very important. For me, if this market starts to sell off and gets down to these 90s or 80s, I will be closing it out for profit. Now, do I want to have a take profit on there? Not right now. Before I leave, or like say before I go to bed, Yeah, I'll put a take profit there. I don't mind putting a take profit before I go to bed. There's plenty of times I put take profits before I go to bed because yes, very much this market could easily, sell off, hit where I wanted it, and then turn around and hit my stop loss. So there's so many different ways to trade. That's the beauty of these markets.
You know what the trade was? Watching the Japanese yen until that rate decision came out and then shorting it.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
Nice little 0.25% move there. That's a decent move in the yen. Somebody said crude tanking.
Yes, it is. Is gold selling off still too?
Yep, new lows in gold just now.
Everything's
Yeah,
moving
gold's
but
still
this NASDAQ.
Everything but the equities.
Why is everything selling off but my position?
Micro Bitcoin selling a little bit too. Still down on that. And flat on this equities trade.
What is up with that? We have 2 minutes left, Jay, until we end the stream. 2 minutes. Yeah, gold selling off. Everything but the equities. Everything but the one that matters right now. We've seen a tape bomb. We've seen a few decent moves tonight. We've seen a little bit of everything.
A little
that
bit of
big
everything.
order is still sitting at 950. And if I'm going to guess that they probably want to get filled based off of those other ones that were getting filled earlier.
Micro Bitcoin selling right now. I like that.
Yeah. Are you still in a trade on Bitcoin?
Yeah. Down about $180 right now, but
Micros. Okay.
5 micros.
This NASDAQ, man.
It has not moved.
It's right where we started. Right where these big orders got filled at 9:32. Where's the music?
DJ went home.
DJ got tired. We only paid him for 2 hours. Right back.
B Bandit says, "Are you trading micro Bitcoin on Topstep?" Yeah. MBT is the ticker.
Yeah, you could trade Bitcoin or micro Bitcoin. You could also trade currency futures here as well, which is very nice. I know a lot of traders have a forex or a currency background, so you can do that. You can do that here at Topstep as well. Minute and a half left, Jay.
Minute and a half. They were catching up. It was a 2-point game.
Yeah, now it's 8. Maybe we wake up and we're at 20,000 here in the NASDAQ. Well, I think that's it, man. Any last words, and we could just end it here.
I am going to ask you on a higher time frame. We know that Dakota is the perma bull. Are we getting to kind of market structure that you like to see that, on a higher time frame? These are decent, day trades out of it. We're going to take, whatever the market presents in a day time frame, but on a longer time frame.
On the longer time frame,
starting?
Not talking about daily, and you're referring to the NASDAQ?
Yeah, equities in general. Yep.
So, yes, I'm a perma bull, but I of course like this market structure now.
Yeah.
However, I really want to see some type of a pullback. I know today's pullback happened. It just happened so fast. I would really like to see what we've seen back here mid-April, where we have a few days of a little bit of a sell-off and make a higher low. That's what I want to see. I want to see another higher low form, and then possibly some way to get into an entry. Now, is it going to be a big sell-off? Is it? I don't know. This market is volatile, but it's difficult to enter into a new longer-term long up when we're touching or almost basically near the highs of the Liberation Day high, right? That candle right around 20,000. It's the age-old case. It's like, man, we're so high, we want to pull back before we buy it, and then it keeps going higher and then higher and higher, and then you're just waiting and waiting, and it keeps going without you. That could be it.
Yep.
And that's fine. I'd rather be patient, especially what we've seen over the past month and with everything that's going on. I think patience will continue to pay. I'm not talking about day trading, right? I'm talking about a longer term picture. Hey, where would I want to get
Right.
to a position to hold it for a longer period of time?
Somewhere lower. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
that. Luka just got hurt, so yeah, it might be over.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. On that note, let's go ahead and end it there. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We stayed a little over an hour. And yeah, last words on that is what, Jay?
Trade well, manage your risk. We will see you all tomorrow.
Good night and take care. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks.